Welcome to Under the Surface, brought to you by Rio Tinto, the all-access pass to Australian athletics, the people, the places and the inspiring stories of this inspirational sport.
You can put away your fears and go for broke.
I was competing at my local primary school athletics carnival and I was winning. Another mum went up to my mum and said, "You should put Taryn into Little Athletics." And so at the age of 8, my mum took me along to Bargara Little Athletics Club. And at first I was a sprinter. I was really good on track events. But then when I was about 10 years old, I went through that phase where you kind of get a little bit chubby before you have a growth spurt. And with a dancing background, I guess I just took to discus really easily and really well. Because of my dancing background, I was able to pick up a discus turn quite quickly and easily. And yeah, by the age of 12, I was a state champion in discus, and the age of 13, I was a national champion in discus, and just continued on from there. Swimming, surf, life-saving, soccer, volleyball, athletics, dancing, futsal, cricket. You name it, I did it and I loved it. I was really fortunate in that I represented Queensland in multiple sports, and it wasn't until probably I'd graduated from high school I actually then decided to hone in on just athletics. My proudest early moment would have to be competing at World Youth Championships in 2009 in Brisbane in Italy. To represent my country at a world level at the age of 16 was quite phenomenal, and I'll never forget receiving my first Australian uniform and trying on all of the uniform items, and it was a really exciting moment. And I think because I was still residing in Bundaberg and I still was a country town girl, to receive that uniform, it was such a confidence boost that I could do it from a small town. My biggest support is probably my mum. We have travelled both the state and the country together, and I honestly could not have done this without my mum. She's made many sacrifices for me and has worked multiple jobs just to make sure that I could achieve my dreams and financially that we could afford it. So yeah, I credit my mum to my success. Residing in a regional town definitely has its challenges. There are benefits, but also as a teenager especially, having to travel an 800-kilometre round trip just to compete at a state championships is challenging and is difficult. I do love the support of my small regional town, and I think that really shone in Paris last year when I was at the Olympics. Just the support from a country town was incredible, but that was an obstacle that I did overcome. And yeah, I think I'm really happy to be living proof to the young regional athletes that despite where they live and despite living in a country town, they too can succeed. And if they commit themselves to working hard, anything is possible. I love giving back to the younger kids. I'm a teacher, so I get to be involved in the grassroots level and go away with the 10 and 12 years primary school sport teams. So I currently officiate both Bundaberg, Wide Bay and Queensland school sport teams for 10 to 12-year-olds, and I'm the discus coach. So I'm really fortunate in that I get to go then on the other side of it, on the other side of the fence, and be a coach and give back to that grassroots level, which I really enjoy.
We're out here doing athletics with someone named Sam, and it's really fun to be out here.
Athletics for the Outback program is about creating opportunities for kids in the Outback that on a good day wouldn't have those opportunities. I used to be a triple jumper. I did triple jump at a very high level, but I never competed in Australia. I grew up in Qatar, in the Middle East. I was the second best triple jumper in the country, and moved to Australia about 8 years ago with my family. Started working straight into athletics as we do athletes, and I'm very happy I gave back, and I'm still giving back to Australia.
Sam coming out has really supported the students with their technique and teamwork. It's just been insanely good, but Sam has just taught them those little extra skills that come from a true professional.
I think it's amazing how they help kids get more fit, how they make people get more confidence in their running, more technique. We do athletics here and stuff, but it's really fun how he can come out and we can do it instead of like learning in class and stuff.
First thing you've got to do We say we always run looking towards the horizon. A lot of kids now involve themselves in the program. Even when we leave, they seem to want to continue doing athletics or just general exercises and sports. It gives them confidence to get in there and do more than they will usually without us there.
So we did the relay, and that was really fun. We did a pirate game where you have to hold hands with people and run around in a circle. And then we did a skipping rope jump over the skipping ropes, and that was also pretty fun.
Sam came a few weeks ago. The kids just loved seeing his face again today. He has supported the students with their technique. They have been constantly asking me to watch them run on the oval and just little things like that that they weren't doing before Sam came out that first time.
We've got to have continuity, if I can use that word. We've got to repeat what we do and keep going back to the same schools.
Yeah, I love having people like this come out and help us learn this stuff. I want to be a pro baseball player, and I'm going to Exmouth tomorrow for my Northwest T-ball.
Rio Tinto is actually very, very important support in this Athletics for the Outback program. They provide the funding which we need and the support to actually go out and deliver these programs.
We couldn't do it without them. It's as simple as that, really.
Well, we know that some of our local children have gone on to join professional sporting organisations. We're really proud of that. So for these kids to have those role models and see what opportunities actually exist out there in the field of athletics, it's fantastic. It gives them real hope for the future.
I've done it before, and it was very educational and a very fun experience that I'd love to do again and again.
Do you know, I don't think it really mattered whether I pulled on the green or gold or whether I pulled on my club uniform or my state uniform, but I always had a fierce level of competitiveness, and I always wanted to do the best that I could on the day. I think the other thing too, that to think that you get to represent Australia, travel around the world with people that you wake up every day doing something that you love with people that love the same thing is such a gift. And if I could wish anything for my children, it's to find their thing, or anyone in life. If you find your thing, it just delivers you this incredible quality of life. And our sport is the most global sport that you can find, and it's gender equal, and it has all of these incredible characteristics, and I'm so grateful to have been, you know, offered the opportunity to have lived the life I've lived, but it's all because of athletics. I had this amazing gentleman, is the only way I could ever describe him, as my teenage coach. So he coached me from when I was 14 to when I was 16, and he used to say to me, and he taught me that after every performance you can always get something positive. So what did you do well? Let's learn from it and repeat it. What didn't you do well? Let's learn from it and repeat it. But he also taught me the power of words, because I had an incident where I'd fallen, as a 15-year-old, where I'd fallen over a hurdle. I only ever fell over a hurdle once in my entire career, and I slid from the 7th to the 8th hurdle and had to go to hospital and get gravel taken out of my hip. 5 days later, I had to run a race. I was invited to go and run in a senior competition, a little bit like our summer series that we now have. And interestingly, I think the world record holder from Poland happened to be there, and it was in the hurdles. And as I was warming up, you can imagine I was not very confident. I'd had that fall 5 days earlier. And he literally turned around and said to me, "Gee, you look really sharp tonight." And then the way I thought about myself and my race completely turned. For me, I had a really incredible pivotal moment during my athletic career, and it was a loss of a competition I expected to win. And I was gutted by it. I used to say I lost the gold medal, I didn't win a silver. Yeah. I went to the sports psychologist and I said to him, talked to him about this battle that I was having. And I'd never really been to a sports psychologist because I was having problems. I'd gone there to build up a bank of assets and skills that I could use when I needed to. And he said something to me which completely and utterly changed the way I thought, but also took me back to the way in which I was, myself and my 4 siblings were brought up. And he said to me, is there anything more that you could have done to perform any better? And so I did. I could honestly look at him and said, no, I don't think there was anything more that I could have done. And he said, good. And he said, because the only thing you can fail in is effort. And when he said that to me, it took me back to my childhood, when my parents always used to say to us that their only expectation was that we try 100%. I think the greatest thing that has come from being an athlete is having a growth mindset. We live and work and seek an environment of constructive criticism on a daily basis. And I've never been in another environment that provides that. And the thing that it does is it sets this platform for growth. All you're ever doing is trying to improve and improve and improve, and we don't take that constructive criticism personally, and it all becomes around that performance, and we do whatever we can to make that better. And so I've been able to use those skills to hopefully be a better mother and a better wife and a better sister and you know, daughter and a better friend and a better colleague, and be able to apply all of those lessons that I learnt at such a young age and that growth mindset to keeping an open mind about feedback and just trying to be the best version of yourself that you can. Do you know, it's probably, this sounds weird, but in my athletic career, my favourite moment ever was actually running with the torch. And it wasn't a competition thing, but it was around, I guess, a sense of gratitude that I'd had this incredible life in my 20s and in my early 30s, and because I was lucky enough to be born with some physical talent, and I trained really hard, don't get me wrong, and I worked really hard, but it was just an amazing opportunity to witness a whole lot of other people experiencing this Olympic thing as well. And so that's probably my whole athletic highlight. And I ran with a young man who was 16 studying the bassoon at the Conservatory of Music, and a woman from Switzerland who won the opportunity to run with the relay in a raffle or in a competition. She passed the baton to me, and it was really amazing. Success in terms of medals or money or other things is not a measure of the type of human that you are. So I kind of have mixed feelings when someone says that I've inspired them. It's great if my behaviour or my performance has been able to do that and have a positive impact on somebody else, but I would be more chuffed if it was me as a person.
I think Jessica Hull is probably someone that inspires me. She's an athlete that grew up in the Illawarra, so we grew up training on the same tracks, and I think it's so awesome to see what she's achieved, knowing that she's come from the same place that I have.
He's actually my main competitor, probably Pete Bowl. Obviously, I was in high school, year 12, watching him win, come fourth at the Olympics in Tokyo. So ever since that moment, obviously growing up running 800-metre run, it's obviously pretty special to be running alongside him and him being my main competitor now. So definitely Pete.
The people that inspire me, especially ones that I've seen and travel with a lot, like Jared Clifford, Sam McIntosh, these people that I've been on teams a lot with, and seeing them have good success across Worlds, Paralympics.
Nina inspires me the most. She's one of my closest friends, and I spent a lot of time with her last year in camp before Paris and after Paris, and just watching her process and how she goes about things. I learnt so much from her, and I think I've really taken that into this year, and I'll take it into the coming years. She is an amazing athlete, as we know, but she's also an amazing person, and she just takes everything in her stride, and she believes in herself more than anyone.
I would say Vanessa Lowe. She is an incredible athlete. She's a mother. She is just doing amazing things for para-sport and just disability in general in the community. And she's so passionate about what she does, and seeing her training and competing is very impressive, and she's just an amazing person.
Who inspires me? I think a lot of the young ones do inspire me with their fresh attitude, and it's a timely reminder of how important and grateful you should be to be able to make this team.
There's so many. I think there's a lot of athletes out there that are doing such incredible things. I always look at the other vision impaired athletes, so like Jared Clifford and Will Short. It's a younger fella coming through as well. My first team I was on was with Will's dad, Russell. So I've kind of gone full circle, and that, I don't know whether that makes me feel old coming into this team.
I think there's a really good bunch of role models in this group of Australian athletics right now. Obviously there's some, just phenomenal athletes, but also phenomenal people. I really think they're just going to inspire the next generation and, keep pushing that bar even higher.
I think there are so many inspirational athletes on our team who have come from difficult circumstances and have overcome adversity, and I think that's hopefully inspiring to the younger generation. We also have so many of our athletes who are coaching right now and are working towards developing the grassroots level, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the results of Brisbane in 2032.